very tiring. All right, good morning to all of you. Let's start our morning MAO right now. Let me just preview my main screen for today, and then we go to the market. All right. Now, let's take a look right now. Today is the 15th of June, 2021. World awaits for the US FOMC meeting outcome. Now, this is going to be the big one that we're all waiting for. Now, do note once again, the FOMC today will start today, 15, and it will end tomorrow. All right. So, which means that we're going to see some announcement coming up, and then we will know what their direction will be. Of course, there were many news in the market, and of course, we saw this Paul Tudor Jones coming in to talk about what he feels in the market. We have Jamie Dimon come out and say that what to do. And normally, before such a big event, these few guys will always surface and they'll give you some guidance on it. So all I can tell you is this: trust the charts, okay? The boys, sometimes they can tell you things, but they will do the other thing on the side. So just follow the charts and you will be fine. All right. So let's us now look at the market right now, which is I think the most concerning factor for this morning. Let's take a look. Okay. All right. So let's us go right now to the current situation in China. Now the Chinese stock market has gapped up. I repeat, the Chinese stock market has gapped up, right? Because of yesterday was a holiday. All right, so this morning has already gapped up. All right, so it's going to be trading slightly higher at the moment now. It's about 50 points. Okay, the MA30 is at 17,910. All right, so we are going to try over the MA30, but of course, yesterday was considered a non-trading day. So the MLP, if you put it here, it's not wrong, but it's not that strong because it's not a real trading day. All right, but still the market is moving, so we're going to leave it down there. Okay, so this is China A50 now. So we got a rough idea that today Hong Kong will likely be trading a bit higher. All right, let's take a look right now for Hong Kong market. It basically closed below the MA30 by a little bit. So today I'll put it here. Now the MLP for today is also very nearby. So kind of expect that today there should be a gap up. The market may try to test up again. So let's see what will happen. But we can see that gold price is coming off a little bit right now. Yeah, so let's see. Oh, okay, Hong Kong has gapped up. Okay, Hong Kong, wow, it has gapped up by quite a fair bit. In fact, okay, Hong Kong opening price Friday closed at 28,773. Now it's at 28,940. It's up by 200 points, right? Because the NASDAQ is up. All right. The main driver for Hong Kong is the NASDAQ. As long as the NASDAQ is up itself, right? Hong Kong market usually will be trading much higher, and you can see that this is the immediate impact of the Hang Seng immediately with the NASDAQ. All right, now it's pushing up again. Now there is a fine resistance around this area, so it seems to be a interesting resistance level at about 28,000 to 29,000. All right, so this is what we are seeing on your screen right now for traders. You can watch out for this. Okay. Okay, so we will see how we come at that later. Let's look at the Hong Kong market right now for today. Hold on. Okay. Okay, Hong Kong. So Hong Kong day chart shows that it's trading between the two pivots. So by looking at this, it shows very clearly that as long as the market KSI is green in color. So if the market stays above OP, there's a good chance that it may tap the 29,000 level. All right, it may tap the 29,000 level. Okay, excuse me. All right, for it to pull back, if it pulls back, then it has to be because there's some profit taking. But at the moment now, the US market and most of the markets seem to be okay, unless it's just a intermittent profit taking, unless China A50 pulls back. All right, unless China A50 pulls back, if not, Hong Kong should be actually, based on the technical outlook, should be still up. So later on 9:30 when the cash market open, so you'll see the market will be more active after 9:30 a.m. Okay, that the cash market open. But generally speaking, it should be still pushing towards the upside. Okay. All right, let me just okay. Okay, all right, so that is what we have for now. Last one more look, still the same. Okay, let's move on. All right, so for today, the thing is this, for traders, right? Likely usually the eve of this FOMC, the market will be pretty slow. Okay, so today I would like to warn you guys that if the market goes slow, it's kind of expected because that is everybody's waiting for the big one, right? So do wait for the outcome. The outcome will be at 2 a.m. Double check the timing later on. We'll do the economic calendar. All right, before we start this morning, once again, do accept my disclaimer applied slide. So once you have read this and you have okay with that, you have accepted the above and have indemnified me, okay? Now, the bulls are all watching the US dollar. Now, the bulls are really watching this George Washington, okay? They're watching for him and telling that, really hope, because the dollar will be a very big important factor. If the US dollar really strengthens, this will actually put a halt on a lot of stuff and that will change the market. So that's why the bulls are now all watching the US dollar very closely, because the FOMC will definitely, whatever decision they do will definitely change the outcome of the current situation. So obviously now the bull market is the one riding up. So everybody is just watching this very closely. And of course, what they want is that they want the market to stay bullish all the way. All right, but if you go through the Google and you realize that, right, most of them are all, the dollar itself, right, all seeing that the market participants are all waiting for the important meeting. So basically, it is not really moving right now, but of course, we saw on Friday, there was some recovery. So is this the beginning point? Well, we won't know, but definitely it will be the main indicator. So basically, please put your US dollar index in one of your charts you're viewing. It's going to be very helpful, guys. Really, the dollar index. So in case you don't know where's the dollar index, right? I'm going to show you right now. You can actually look at this. Oh, sorry. Look at the chart. Okay. This is a symbol. Can you see this symbol? All right. How to find this symbol? You just go to right click, go to symbols. All right, you should be able to see it under other, under MT4, other symbols, other. All right, then you have to click on it. When you click on it and select on it, right, it will basically be able to show it for you. Okay, once it's done, you see it, you just drag into picture. So you can see right now, if I just to show it to you, the day chart movement. Now, one thing is that this is the dollar index future chart. So that's why you don't have the past data. You only have month by month. Okay, so that's why you can only use it for more like, intraday viewership. Like intraday view is no problem. But if you want to look it for like long term, to do revision, to do long term, or to see past data, you can't do it because it's a US dollar index. Okay. Now, of course, you can also use on our system. All right, we are trying to adjust certain thing at the moment, but still the colors are still be able to see. Okay, you can still see the colors. All right, so at the moment now, dollar index is trying to stay above. There's a BNB, so let's see whether how strong it will be by the end of the day. Okay. All right, so to start off this morning, right, we leave no one behind. We always give you the most important quote of the day to inspire you, to make you, feel good about it. It's like this today. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Now, trading is the same thing. When we lose money, we will be coined as a failure, but actually it's not very correct. In fact, when we lose money in trading, it's because the market is not ready yet. Always remember this. If you have done all the things correctly, meaning your risk management, your techniques and stuff like that, and you basically traded, and the moment you traded and the market didn't go your favor, down, double check what you go wrong. Because if you've done everything correctly, you should be able to make money. But if you've done everything correctly, but still the market didn't go in your favor, then the only answer to that is because the market is not ready. If it's not ready, just choose two options. Number one, hold and wait and see. Two, cut and wait and see. So end of the day is this, there's two options you can do. There's no third option like, wish and pray or, swear upon it itself is really unnecessary. You just have to make a decisive decision to either you wait on to see whether does it going to develop for you, or just cut first and see whether maybe you can go for a better price later. All right, so don't be dejected whenever you lose money. In fact, it is one of the way, it's part of the cycle. Now, of course, some people have the blessing to really, every trade make money. So I will not want to commend that because I do see people who have this ability. Now, for us, it's very clear. Our trading shows that, right, we win 5 times, we lose 1 or 2 times. That is the rough ratio, about 60%. All right, with the technique, sometimes we can get to 80%. So to me, that is good enough. As long as end of the day, you make money, I think that is the most important thing. So what are the reasons for us to stay on the bull side for now? Let me give to you today quite a handful. Right, first of all, you can see that, okay, the market was sliding, but of course, the this one should be, let me double check. The one that it went up itself was the NASDAQ. NASDAQ really went ballistic all the way. Then after that, but incredibly, the last 1 hour, wow, everything just U-turn. Everything from Dow to Russell to S&P 500, all U-turn, all right, at the last hour. Now, what happened? Obviously, we know that, right, there's some panic buy. So is it because they know something that we don't know, or because it's just some pushing up? Well, end of the day, we won't be able to speculate. But the thing is this, when the market basically out of nowhere start to buy in, we had to give the benefit of it. So that's why for today, for the equity market, if generally the market stays above OP, then of course the market may have something that we won't know, and you probably want to stay on the long side, okay, if the market stays above OP. But if the market stays below OP, then probably this push up itself could be fake. So we had to watch the market very closely. Now, we do see retailers buying. Retailers are pretty optimistic retailers. They feel that the buying is pretty decent to stay on the long side. So you can see the retailers are all involved on the long side the last entire day. And of course, now this is the hedge fund position. Well, this is actually the hedge fund positioning in the weekly chart. And it's a copyright of Bloomberg, apparently. Okay, so what's happening right here now is that the hedge funds are fully vested, not on the short side, but apparently on the long side. Wow. Even the hedge funds are so heavily long to the point that the last time we saw something like this was in 2013. But of course, you must understand how does this chart also work on the flip side. Meaning, right, the market now is indeed at the high level, but the last time when we saw this, it was also the same thing, whereby the hedge fund was at a very high level of involvement. And then after that, the market came off, they also liquefied their position. So the last time that one was back all the way in 2013, then after they was all the way long, the market also later taper off because they start to take profit. So the question is this, will we actually see the same thing again over here right now? Well, it is a fine possibility. So traders, just take note of that. You may have all the big boys with you now on the long side, but then again, if everybody is long, then who's short then? Because every transaction is a buyer and a seller. So unless you're telling me the net now is all our buyers, there's no sellers, it cannot be because everything is a transaction of a buyer and a seller. All right, but of course, you look at Steve Henry dropping in, you can see the entire day the S&P was really got the downside. Then the last 1.5 hour, bang, it went all the way up. You can see that it's so incredible. It's like the entire day itself, they were just accumulating it. That when they accumulate enough, they just pump it up all the way. And obviously, if you are a short seller, you'll be hit because it went all the way to the day high of the day. So you can see that some of the viewers are saying every day the same story. We know this is coming and stuff like that. So end of the day is the bullishness is still very rampant. I'll be very upfront here. The bullishness in America is really at a very rampant stage right now. So that is going to be a very tough time for the short sellers to make some money out of it unless, when the market turns around. All right, so for this, our event coming up, yes, our event coming up on the 19th of June, we're just days away and we are very, very excited. And now, as of today, we have already have 294 people. Yes, 294 as of this morning, right? Now, we're going to allow a little bit of spillover because the last time when we have this event, right, we have about 300 people registering too. But apparently, it's all right. Some people didn't turn up. So it's kind of a waste of the seat there. So we're going to let it go a little bit higher. But students of mine, please take note. In order to ensure you have a seat or a slot on that day, please make sure that you come in as early as possible. Now, the invites is through via emails, but the door, we also call it the door, or call the session will open at about 10:45 5 a.m. So which means that you have 15 minutes before we start the event at 11 o'clock. So just come in early and then get yourself prepared, okay? You're going to be a lot of fun. Make sure that you use your laptop to see these things so that you can actually key your answers along the way. Because we'll do a lot of Q&A during that day itself, and then we will know, we will try to help you guys to answer your questions, okay? All right, so make sure that you do this, okay? Very, very important. All right, now for the second half of today's morning MAO, we'll cover about the VIX indicator again. We talk about the realized volume and the 10-year yields and the dollar index, okay? All right, now the Susan and friend go live now. How many people do we have? Let's take a look right now, okay? Now, Susan has basically done a great job. You see that? You can see that people really enjoyed her session and people get, ask her questions. And obviously, she gave very good calls and people make money, all right? So at the moment now, she has more than about 160 or 70 people joining online. Now, you have to be a TWB student, obviously, and you must be an active subscriber, all right? Let me just play for you how this thing works, okay? Take a look. Oops, sorry. Okay, let me just replay this. She's talking behind the scene, but it's just not very loud on my side here now. Okay, then there's this way she came up. Okay. All right, she will be very clear with her instructions and stuff like that. All right, it's just that she's just soft-spoken, so the through this video can't really capture her voice. But still, guys, in order to join it, very, very simple. You just need to, contact Susan. If you are subscribed to any of the indicator, you will be able to join her. All right, so every day she will be doing this. All right, every day she will be doing this. All right, so guys, support Susan, okay? All right, so do that. Now, let's look at the global news right now. Well, the Delta variant of COVID spreading rapidly and detected in 74 countries by guidance. Okay, but guidance says that, right, there is this ongoing right now, but I cannot deny this. I'm very surprised that we have Euro 2020 ongoing. We have the NFL going. Practically, it's all right. It seems that the world has really think that it's all over. So I kind of, just to double check in case I got it wrong. Well, you look at the chart right now for global statistics, it seems that the average day is about 380,000 still. And yesterday was 410, so slightly above the average. But even that is happening, people doesn't really care. People think that this is all fine and going on. So, but then Singapore yesterday, wow, 18 new community cases. Oh my God, that is the highest ever for the last 10 days. All right. So this is where my concern is. What's we're going to have our so-called, right? We already opened up yesterday. And then now we have this news coming in. I just wonder on the 21st of June, would it be affected? I really hope it doesn't, because I really long for my eat out outside. Yeah, I already prepared where to go out and eat after 21st of June. So I really hope that we can really, everybody do us a favor. You just have to be safe, put on your mask. If you see someone not doing very well or feeling well, you quickly move away. All right. Or, give a very friendly advice. Don't get upset. Just tell the person nicely, say, maybe you need to see the doctor and stuff like that. Okay. So 18 new cases is no joke. So we have to be very careful. Although it seems that other countries, they have already settled their problem. But I saw some news in China, it's actually quite rampant, but just that the media is covering it very well. It doesn't seem to be seeing it on the social media, on the mainstream media. Social media, there's a few on such thing. All right. Okay, so now what we have here is, okay, what we have here now is pretty, okay, wait, there's some Susan thing still ongoing on. She's very soft-spoken, cannot really hear. Okay. Now, Jamie Dimon, all right, says that JP Morgan is holding cash because very good chance inflation is here to stay. So what do you mean, right? JP Morgan Chase has been effectively stockpiling cash rather than using it to buy treasuries or other investment because of the possibility of higher inflation will force the Federal Reserve to boost interest rate. So what they're trying to say is that because the inflation is here to stay, because obviously if you keep on want to pump money in the system, inflation is here to stay, right? So any inflation, even you increase interest rate, it will not be immediate impact. It will take some time to really see the impact. So because of that itself, right, the inflation will be rising up and people get concerned. And of course, the thing is this, if Federal Reserve really wants to curb interest rate, curb the inflation, they have to do the tapering, and after the tapering, they may have to exercise hiking the interest rates. All right. So that is what Jamie Dimon is trying to say. He said that now we are in cash position and we're very patient and we don't mind waiting. Now, of course, the thing is this. All right, they are saying that cash is king right now. He believes that this effectively stockpiling cash is better. So that time, I think someone asked me, right, what will the boys be doing? And I did say this, guys, the boys will be buying, but the boys won't be shorting. The boys will just keep it in cash. So you see, 1 month ago, I tell you that this is what I think they will do. And truth be told now, they are really doing this. They are stockpiling cash, okay? So I think it makes a lot of sense right now. It doesn't make any sense to take any risk here at this very moment. It is better for the market to pull back significantly, absorb, and then after that at the lower end to buy. I think that will make lots of sense. To buy things right now kind of expensive, right? But of course, there's this ongoing thing that people are buying retail shops, shop houses, and stuff like that. Okay, so this is what is happening. So now they already have 500 billion in cash. Wow, that's a lot of money. So definitely for sure itself, right? Any pullback will be a great opportunity for them to utilize this money, all right? So this is what I'm seeing right now. What do you think? So do you agree that should we stay cash or should we go in to buy and invest in any commodities or cryptocurrency or stock? Please put your comment right now. Okay, I just saw your comment about Hang Seng covering gap. Let's take a look at Hang Seng right now. Oh, wow, Hang Seng covered the entire gap. Oh my goodness. Hang Seng came all the way down and covering gap. Now what happened to China A50? Okay, China A50 hit the MA30 beautifully. The China A50 has just hit the MA beautifully at 17908. Beautiful, right? The high is 17911. So once it hit the MA30, it didn't go up. Now it's coming back down. It's just tested the MLP also. All right, so we see how it goes. Unless it breaks below MLP, then we're going to see some selling to 17623. But at the moment now, Hong Kong, let's take a look at Hong Kong. Hong Kong is trading about 800 level. Wow, you can see that it's a black hawk down all the way, broke below the MA30 and MLP at the same time. So this is not a very pretty sight. So not too sure what's happening in Hong Kong, but we do have some unhappiness, all right, in Myanmar, but there's nothing to do with Hong Kong, right? So I don't think that will spill over lah. Okay, if anybody got any reason for that, do let me know. All right, thank you for informing Colin. All right, so let me see what your written. So Eric say, yeah, agree to keep cash. All right, cash is king for now, Louis. And also Judy say, keep cash now, buy later. I totally agree with this, actually. I totally agree in this very statement to stay cash. My point is this, I believe that we can have greater opportunity to buy market at a better time, all right? We don't need to take the risk right now to buy into anything, because I'm kind of pretty sure that we should see further selling in the market if the Federal Reserve fails to make people happy with their decision. That's how I see it over here. Just give me a short moment. I got some incoming messages. Let me clear up first. Okay, gosh. Now, I already received messages from friends asking me, hey, Kel, once the 31st June come out already, right? What will you be doing and where can we go for makan and stuff like that? Yeah, thank you so much for all the invites. Okay, I've been receiving a lot of invitation already and I'm definitely going to be enjoying myself. Okay. All right, I love to eat, I love to drink, I love great company. That is how I live my life. All right, now Paul Tudor Jones says that go all in on the inflation trades if Federal Reserve keeps ignoring higher prices. Now, this is something that you must understand first. So let me explain to you let me share with you who is Paul Tudor Jones. Okay. Now, there are some traders that I really, really respect. Other than Larry Williams, the other trader that I really respect in terms of their trading, not their personality, is this guy, Paul Tudor Jones. Now, Paul Tudor Jones basically is a very exceptional, great trader. He is so good that in 1987, right, he is the one that called for the stock market crash just 1 or 3 days to 1 week before it crashed. Okay. And when he called for it itself, of course, the market was very, very high. So to call for it is just like a routine. But of course, he made hell of money from that. And after that, from then on itself, the next 30, 40 years, he had been making money in all the big, big crises. Okay. So now Paul Tudor Jones basically says that he will go all in. Wow, all in. Okay. Okay. Now don't get too big into this. Listen carefully first. Okay. On the inflation trades, if the Federal Reserve is nonchalant this week regarding the risk consumer prices. So trying to say that, right, if the Federal Reserve doesn't care about the current inflation, then he will go into it. So he'll buy commodities, buy crypto, buy gold. Now, let me explain to you why like that. Because some people tells me that how come like that? I thought that, if there's going to be interest rate hike, then crypto la, gold la, commodity will fall. Yeah, correct. So you must understand where it's coming from. He's saying that, right, if the Federal Reserve still insists not to do anything, not to raise interest rate, then that means that the opposite of it itself, like gold price will go higher, crypto will go higher, commodity will go higher. So that's why he will go and buy onto this. Okay. This one, you must understand where it's coming from. If he believes that if the Federal Reserve just don't do anything further, that's why. So, of course, if they do get it correct by, really accepting it, then you're going to have a potential taper tantrum. Now, taper tantrums means that, right, to taper is to give them hell, don't taper also give them hell. So this is where the problem comes in. So this is what he's trying to say. So end of the day is this, Paul Tudor Jones seemingly is quite good, but I can tell you the last few times when Paul Tudor Jones called for anything, right, I realized that the market didn't go exactly in accordance other than Bitcoin. So that's why I would say that, right, really, this type of people, when they start give you calls like this, you just have to take it with a pinch of salt. And of course, let the market decide, okay? Don't go right in now. Doesn't mean he say he go all in, himself will go all in, okay? And the market for so many years and be watching all these guys talking sometime in life, you just need to be smarter, all right? So you got my point, my friends? Got my point? Okay, but of course, he still is a very respectful guy. So I'm going to bring it to you now what he says during the interview with CNBC. Let's go. All right, there is an advertisement running now. So while advertisement is going on, I'll wait for you to text to me what you think about this Paul Tudor Jones. Do you believe that he is the right person to trust on? So Eddie say cash invest with opportunity. Okay, fair enough. Judy Wong says that go as a one-time one. Okay. All right, so you're going to have this session right now. Let's watch what he has to say.
So here's the real question. Right. If things are bad as crazy right now, and you are a trader, right, not necessarily even a long-term investor, but a trader, let's just say you're thinking about where to put your money. I'd actually love to hear about it in the context of being a trader, but also actually as a long-term investor. What are you supposed to do in this environment?
Well, I'm going to watch the Fed on Wednesday. If they treat these numbers, which were material events, they're very material. If they treat them with nonchalance, then I think it's just a green light to bet heavily on every inflation trade. The idea that inflation is transitory, to me, is that one just doesn't work the way I see the world. So I look at $88 trillion of assets under management by asset managers. Of that, $670 billion are invested in commodity indices like Bloomberg Commodity Index, Goldman Sachs Commodity Index. That's about 0.75%. If I rewind just to 2011, when inflation was peaking at 3%, not CPI at 4.9, those same investors had 1.2% of their assets, which would imply today, if they just got back to weight, another $400 billion of buying in commodity indices. And if you, certainly the impact models that we run would argue that GSER or BCOM would double or triple. So you got, if I just look at where asset managers are, 60-40 types, the one thing that they should be invested in, they're not invested in, probably because they're hearing these assurances that inflation is transitory. So you've got this massive short, really, in the commodity complex, a massive short there. So that makes me think that, and I'll look at the balances in a variety of commodities, and they're all so razor thin. They're all so razor thin. And this is just what happens if institutional money would get to where they should be, given the level of real rates. What happens if the Reddit crowd ever gets into commodities? God forbid if the bullies, the financial markets, ever were to take it on, for instance, like retail did back in the 70s.
Explain what you mean by that.
What I mean is that commodities are finite supply, small markets, generally speaking. And if we ever get an inflationary psychology, like for instance, we did when I was in my 20s, back in the 70s, if we ever get that again, and if you ever got retail actually nervous about inflation, then the one thing that leads inflation, which is commodity prices, it's the easiest tautology there is. Those things can literally scream double or triple with no problem whatsoever.
So you're worried about the Reddit crowd getting involved in commodities right now.
No, I'm saying that right now I would be a lot. Look, I think I'm the most conservative investor in the world. That's a hedge fund manager by definition hates risk, loves edges, loves competitive edges, does great reward risk trades. I would be really concerned about arguing that inflation's transitory when I know that you've got, look, think about it. We have a just-in-time mentality. We have inventories at record low. We have demand screaming, and we have people who are really underinvested where they should be, given the valuations of a variety of financial assets.
All right, so this is a pretty long video, but roughly he's been repeating himself. So what I'm trying to say is that the market, all right, is not in the transitory momentum right now. In fact, it's going to stay on like this. And he felt that, right, to be a conservative trader, you need to really know the current situation. So versus Jamie Dimon putting himself in a position of cash, he is more like telling people that, look, if that is going to be continuing, if this is going to be the steps that the Federal Reserve want to do, then of course, if you really want to play it safe, you can buy into assets like gold, crypto, and commodities, because this will be the one that people will want it, and the price will just keep on going higher. All right, so that's what's happening right now for Paul Tudor Jones. So what do you think, guys, of Paul Tudor Jones? Do you think that what he says makes sense? If you think it makes sense, can you key the word makes sense over here? If you think that, right, you have another opinion on what he just said, can you give me the view? All right. So of course, now I just saw Uncle Arun, buy la. Buy what? Buy gold, buy commodities, buy crypto, buy index. All right, please be specific. All right, now the thing is this, because these 2 days I've been very, very busy. We are reorganizing our entire TWB structure. So I didn't have the time to even talk to Uncle Arun or Sister Cynthia yet regarding this ACK talk. But I will let you guys know ASAP, because I find out that's why, just give me some time about this, because really there's so many things coming on board right now. We have so many things to introduce to you guys. So it's kind of pretty tight for me. All right. I yesterday have 7 Zoom meetings back to back. Oh my God. I almost crashed when I reached home. Okay. All right. So the key USA Economic Calendar right now for tonight, we're going to have the core retail sales. Tonight, we're going to have the PPI and the retail sales. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit to watch out for. we do want the retail sales to be higher so that the market is still okay. But if the retail sales don't do well and the inflation is still there, we may lead to this thing which is called stagflation, and that will be a pretty ugly sight. All right, then of course the next day, which is tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. All right, we will have the FOMC meeting and stuff. Now this one is at US timing. All right, so do take note of that. Okay, yeah, I didn't change my clock over. That's why the timing is a bit off. Yeah, don't worry, it's all right. My point is this, you're going to see it tomorrow, okay? So we're going to have it from 2 a.m. all the way to 2:30 a.m. Of course, we have statements, we have the interest rate and the projection, okay? All right, so that will be that. And on Thursday, we will have the initial jobless claim and the Philadelphia Federal Fed Manufacturing Index. Okay, so this is going to be a big week, loads of data. We have to watch the screen, okay? All right, now Dow Jones yesterday went all the way down first. Then after that, it flattened up. And again, last 1 hour and a half, they just go all the way up again and close near the opening price. So this has always been going, the market just relentlessly not letting it drop. So we will see why it's the main reason. So of course, we have the reasons is because they are pouring into growth stock, which I told you yesterday, and the bond yields is falling. So now the 10-year yields have hit about 3 months low, and hovering at 1.5% level. And of course, Bitcoin yesterday also recovered because Elon Musk says that the company Tesla will resume Bitcoin transaction once it confirmed there is reasonable clean energy usage by miners. So I'm just wondering this. So the moment you say, oh, not so good, bang, the thing comes down. Then after they say, okay, it's okay again, it goes up. So the whole point is this, you are being chained, being nose chained by Elon Musk. Okay. All right. So let me see your comment right now. Fred say, Fred, Anthony, Lewis, Eddie all say makes sense by Paul Tudor Jones. And Arun say buy on deep crypto index gold. I don't know. I keep making losses on gold. It's not that I'm making losses on gold. It's just that probably the strategy now for gold is not the same. Need to adjust a little bit. Don't you agree? All right. Now for the thing is this, investors will be watching tonight the PPI data, okay, to see whether how it's a price for products versus the consumer level. And of course, we also have the retail sales. So these are the big thing to watch out for the market. All right. Now this is the guy. He says that inflation is like the kryptonite, right? You know, this is the one that basically take down Superman. All right. So let me just bring this video, a short one, it's 2 minutes, so we can watch this for a while and see what he has to offer. Pretty good.
Joining us now, Paul Hickey, Bespoke Investment Group co-founder. Paul, good to see you as always. My first question is if we do see inflation prove not to be temporary, is that something that all odds will suggest will hurt equities significantly?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as Milton Friedman once said, inflation's a little like alcohol. It's good at first, but the more you overdo it, the worse it gets for you. So I think inflation is like kryptonite for the equity market, and especially growth stocks. So if we do see persistent inflation, and this doesn't prove to be temporary, that would be a problem for the market going forward. The question is it going to be persistent or will it be temporary?
And what are your expectations on that front at the moment?
So as Paul Tudor Jones mentioned, there's lots of great arguments that suggest that it's going to be persistent, but there's also a lot of arguments to suggest it's going to be more temporary. And so when you have this situation where you have good arguments on both sides, what we want to do is we want to defer to the market. The market doesn't have the best track record, a perfect track record, but it has a better track record than anybody else. And what really stood out to us last week is you have the Wall Street Journal last week saying inflation at a 13-year high. You have another front page article talking about commodities surging. And you have traders betting on $100 oil. And with all three of those headlines and with all the economic data, you saw the 10-year yield declining. And so the market is suggesting maybe going forward, this will be temporary. And even other factors like Google search trends for different consumption-based activities have been showing signs of rolling over. Searches for inflation have peaked in mid-March and are down substantially since then. So again, while you can say that there's great arguments for we're going to see persistent inflation, there's a lot of arguments suggesting it could be temporary. And the market right now, at least, is suggesting that it's going to be down the road, these supply issues and the extreme demands we're seeing are going to work more back into equilibrium once we get into the fall.
Okay, so basically this guy from Bespoke, all right. Now, the thing is this, I think that at the very starting when he caught my attention is like what he says. You know, inflation is like alcohol, all right. When you start drinking it, you get high, you are happy, but the more you drink, the worse it gets, and of course, eventually you leave with a very bad hangover. All right, this is what I say up for him. Okay, so the thing is, I totally agree with this. This is where the inflation has a problem. When you get this example, I give you a very good example. Let's say now all the prices are you are a store owner, and the prices increase around you. So in order to also take advantage of this, you also increase your price. So now your price increase, you push the cost to your consumer, and you purposely add a bit more to make some money out of it. Now, because everybody is increasing in prices, so consumer got no choice, they will buy. But if you keep on increasing and keep on increasing, there will be a point whereby consumers say, okay, enough is enough. I don't want to buy anymore. I'd rather don't buy, or I find alternatives, or I just have to do stay at home and cook myself. All right. So there will be a point whereby you are in the dire position because you keep on increasing your cost. People get upset, get pissed off with you, and if you don't patronize you, then that is where you'll be hanging with all the costs, and then that is where you get hit. All right, so inflation is good and bad at the same time, depending how much is being pumped into the system. But the problem is that at the moment now, we can see that the Federal Reserve has no intention to reduce this, although this is transitory, but it doesn't seem to be showing the same way. So of course, traders getting a little bit jittery right now. So at the moment now, we have NASDAQ at the record high level, Bitcoin going up because of this Elon Musk. Then of course, basically all this tells you that the market seems to be very optimistic that there will be nothing happening. Now, of course, in this coming Wednesday, if US Federal Reserve do nothing about it, which is kind of expected, then of course NASDAQ will continue to go higher because they are all very dollar or interest rate sensitive. Okay, so that is what you are seeing right now. So let us now do a quick recap of what happened yesterday. Let's take a look. Now yesterday the market opens was between the two pivots. And again, the crazy thing. The day before, we talked about the Dow Jones hitting the day low of the day and rebound. Oh my God. Yesterday, our pivot one is 34,577, right? Look at it. Yesterday, the day high is 34,578. Oh my goodness. Again, we have predicted beautifully the high and the low of the day. Oh my God. So what happened is this, because the KSI is green in color, right? So naturally, if the market goes above OP, you can buy and make it go towards this point, 34,577. But after that itself, right, it didn't got to go higher and it reversed course. So if any CCYR that is being created on the pivot one and if it reverse, then that's where you can sell. And if you can sell, because KSI is green, you can go for KTR -1 to -3, right? So this is what you can tell yourself before the market started trading. And of course, did the market really follow? Wow, take a look, my friends. Oh my goodness. Look at it. The market was sideways. Suddenly it went up, and really incredibly, it stopped perfectly at the day high. Oh my God. Now the thing is this, the market is supposed to easily go to KTR +1, right? Because the KSI is green. But the market has never even tried to go beyond pivot one. Don't talk about KTR +1. So there was some of the suspicions that I have. Then after the price came down, sideways for a while, then suddenly it began to go below the opening price. And of course, it went all the way down to KTR -1. It stabilized for a short moment, and then it drives itself down all the way. And what is amazing is it stopped perfectly at the range of KTR -2. Oh my goodness, okay? And of course, after that, you notice this is a BMB structure. And of course, the BMB followed by a color change, CCRY. And some more is supported by KTR -2. Day chart KSI is green. Wang, this is how it goes, all right? So all this can explain to you based on what we learned. And that is the crazy part, is that again, we have already predicted the high of the day or even low of the day, well, with just numbers as early as 6 a.m. in the morning once the market opens. So guys, don't you find this is our TWB system? It's really a really amazing system, right? If you think it's an amazing system, can you key the word amazing right now? AMAZING. All right. I think that it really, if you're online now, 89 of you, don't you find that this is really insane? That means as early as 6 a.m. in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, right here at 6 a.m., you tell a friend, okay, if market go up, you come to here. If market come down, go to here. Imagine that you say this to a friend, and your friend like laughing for like almost half of the day. Then suddenly the market goes up, and once it reached there, it really hit just 1 point away from your prediction and then goes down. And when it goes down, you go all the way down and go all the way to the level you just mentioned again. That's the reason why at 34,285, those people, if you remember this, I did say that those people who are short in the market can consider to buy back some of your positions. And that is what exactly happened, guys. This is really incredible. I mean, a system that can really predict something like this is really amazing. Don't you think that it deserves you guys to give 5-star rating? I don't know. I will give 5-star rating if I'm actually a student of TWB system, because it is really insane. It is really, really insane. Wow, I like that quote from this. Thank you for those who wrote amazing. We're talking about people like Brian, Eric, Jerry, Eddie, Kelza, Fred, Anthony, all right, Pinpin, Louis, Judy, and Arun. It's insane, it's crazy, it's awesome, it's TWB. Yay! Great one. Wow, solid, Uncle Arun. Wow, nice one, man. All right, thank you very much, guys, for your contribution. Thank you for your sharing. But really, if I were to have this system at my home, I'd be really very shocked. I'm sure we all have it, but it's just that it's really insane. My God, really insane. All right, so let's look at the market right now. Okay, wow, what happened to Hong Kong? Oh my goodness, no one update me. Oh, wow, what is happening? My God, well, it's a big sell-off today. Not too sure what is going on. All right, can anyone update me any reason for what is happening in Hong Kong right now? The selling is kind of amazing. All right, not too sure what is happening, but definitely doesn't look too good. Right, Hong Kong is like down from the high of 28,977. It's already down by 300 points. So this is something very unique, not really kind of like not normal. But of course, if you're talking about chocolate bar, most likely Hong Kong will cover chocolate bar. Because remember this, I said this to you. I said how it works. Remember how does the BNB works? All right, this is the BNB, right? This is the BNB. Can you see that? So I did told you before 3 days ago. In fact, I told you that this BNB has a range. This is the high, this is the low level. And then of course, what happened? You take this range, you do a multiplier, 1 times 1, you get a figure. And of course, it seems that now the Hong Kong market is going for this particular point. So let's just do a quick one and let's do the mathematics here. The rough range, this range is about 304 points. So if the market dropped by 304 points, it'll be somewhere around here, 28365, roughly there, 365. Okay. All right. So which means that if Hong Kong is to go down further, Hong Kong has a potential to drop all the way to 28,365 range, okay? Roughly there, all right? So people who are shorting Hang Seng right now, you can try to aim somewhere around there, okay? Somewhere around there, which is 28,365 level. Now the thing is this, again, I'm not too sure what is happening right now in Hong Kong, but if anybody do have any data, please let me know what's happening over there. All right. Okay, Hong Kong is near to the MA30 level. Wow, okay, cherry bo bei zao. Okay, so let's see the Hong Kong chart, okay. Right, Hong Kong chart already loses the MA30 loses MA30, loses MLP. That's why there is a possibility you go to the chocolate bar first. If it goes even crazier, we can going to see 1 times 1 level here, all right. So near MA200, wait, moment. No, very far away. MA 200 is still about 1,500 points away from it. Yeah, around 1,100 points, sorry. Around 1,100. Still a long way to go. Now, for Hong Kong, I've been saying that I'm basically pretty negative on it because you can see that the chart pattern shows that it is coming down. But you remember, I did tell you that Hong Kong and NASDAQ is kind of like related in a way. So you can imagine that if let's say now NASDAQ is at all-time high and Hong Kong is now off the high, so imagine if the NASDAQ is to go down, well, then the Hang Seng will come down quite a fair bit, okay? So this is why I'm expressing my concern for Hong Kong, all right? I'm expressing my concern for Hong Kong. But of course, if Hong Kong price do come down to a good level, then maybe at the lower end, we can try to accumulate the Hang Seng, all right? So traders, just kindly take note of that, all right? Okay, so that's Hong Kong. Let's look at China A50. Wow, no wonder. You see, the China A50 has reverse bias and it's basically broke below the MA30 and it came all the way down, broke the MLP, broke below the MA 200. Now, this is going to be critical. Now, everybody, this is very, very important because this is where we have the big upside, right? Because the funds are supposed to go into Hong Kong, sorry, China, and then to, you know, to be like the funds supposed to go to China to basically continue the investment because of this problem in Myanmar, India, Malaysia. So the market was buying into this. But now you can see very, very visibly clear, the market now is going to cover the entire area. So which means that this pump up, whether is it because now funds are actually exiting from the market, it is all possible. And if that is going to happen, wow, this can be pretty drastic because how it goes up and now it's being liquidated downwards. If the market don't rebound, if it doesn't rebound, the market will go all the way down to this point here because it's like, you know, how it goes up will be how it comes down. So the magnitude will be the same. So based on what I'm seeing right now, right, there is a small possibility, but possible, to see the Shanghai index dropping all the way to 16,760 level. It is very possible because what is happening now is terrible, and of course the BNB is even worse. All right, so traders, I did say during last Sunday sharing, I did say about my view on the equity market for June. If you didn't know about this, go back to our TWB revision group, check what happened on last Sunday. I did a small 1.5 hour session. Go and take a look. All right, watch it. Okay. All right, this is scary though. Okay, so traders who are involved in Hong Kong, you can just now take some profit along the way, and then after that, put your target in. Okay, I have already placed my target lah. If Hong Kong closes below MA30, I'm going to place my target around here. Okay, 16,760 level range. Okay, all right, so that is what's happening in Hong Kong right now. Very incredible, didn't expect that. Okay, so let's look at the global market right now. Okay, now this is the Dow Jones day chart. Okay, now yesterday the Dow Jones has closed below the MA30, so it's not a very good sign. I repeat myself, yesterday the Dow Jones closed below the MA30. Okay, so this one, you have to peel your ears and listen to what I have to say, okay? Please take note. Now, the MA30 today is trading at 34,448 approximately because MA will move, right? So, if the Dow Jones can stay above 34,448, then buy into the Dow Jones. Really, you hear me loud and clear, right? If the Dow Jones can cross back above 34,448 level, you can look towards buying into the market, okay? You can look into buying into the market. All right, just go for the buy and then buy into the market, okay? Sorry, well, my messaging is full of messages now. Everybody's texting me, asking me what's happening in Hong Kong. And I say that I also don't know what's going on, but, you know, I did tell them, say, if you have profit, just book some. Don't need to, you know, don't need to ask why. The market will provide you the answer very shortly, but you just have to do what you need to do. I think that is the very basic thing that as a trader, you need to do rather than you ask me what is happening right now. I think that how would I know? How do I know what's happening right now in the market? Okay, so all I can say is this, don't get yourself sucked in by all this movement. Just follow the charts and trade accordingly. I think that will be the most the smartest thing to do right now at this time. Okay. All right. So traders, just kindly take note of that. Okay. I really I cannot see what's happening in Hong Kong. I'll get back to you guys later. Okay, so 34,448 will be the level to watch out for the MA30. Now, yesterday we saw the market have tested my so-called intermittent trend line and rebounded, right? So today we will watch it again. So as long as the market stays above the intermittent trend line, this level will be, it will be about 34,323. 323. Okay, 34,323. So which means that Dow Jones has to stay above 34,323. If it doesn't, then we will see another round of selling again, because yesterday when the market loses the technical point yesterday, you can see here, the market came down by 100 points. So maybe we're going to see this happening again. All right, so traders, do take note of that. Okay. All right, but for the long term, right, I have to show to you the long-term chart. Okay, this is the long-term chart. All right, kind of a bit confusing, but if I make it smaller, it'll be better. Now this is the long-term chart. This is the channel that I draw. This is the movement. All right, let me just take away all these lines. Kind of confusing right now. Okay, so you can see that the market high and all the 95, 90 and so forth, right? So you look carefully, right, everybody, you look at it. The high to the low, 95% is a very strong support. The last time it hits there, it rebounded almost instantly. So if the market really breaks the major trend line, I kind of suspect that the Dow Jones will hit back to 33,338 level, okay? Now, if you notice that the 90% mark is slightly below the MA200 right now, but it actually comes in line with the major trend line that I have a channel there. So if you ask me, if even the market come down to below MA200, I kind of suspect that there'll be an intermittent bounce at about this area here. And remember yesterday during MAO, I did say that, right, if the market can be down by 10%, the Federal Reserve will come in and then do something. So even if the market comes down, I believe that it could present a great buying opportunity. So I'm going to give you two numbers to just take note of that. Just the first number, it will be 33,338 because that is the 5% marker, okay? Now the next number that I'm going to share with you is the number 31,583. That is the 10% marker, all right? So I will say this, if the Dow Jones come down to 33,338 and if stop there, it will be a good time to buy some and keep and suspect that this Federal Reserve will come and save the world. But let's say Federal Reserve doesn't come in and save the world at that point because it's like, not low enough, then the next number you can aim for is either MA200 or 31,583 because that will be the 10% mark. And I can tell you this based on what's happening right now, on the 10% mark, it's kind of, I suspect that they'll come in to save the world. So these two numbers, please take note of that, all right? Please take note of that. Let me just write it down for you guys. I need to do this. Hold on a minute. Okay, hold on. Okay. Let me just write it down for you. I need to use another computer to do this because the other side is being utilized. Hold on. Just give me a short moment. Let me just write it down for you. I need to use another computer. Okay, sorry, I'm using another computer to type. Okay, sorry. Okay, wait, it's not refreshing. Hold on. Sister Cynthia, Chinese nuclear plant operator release gas. Oh my God, is it really serious? Well, if that is serious, I mean, that will create a lot of problem, right? Okay. Well, but if that's a big problem, you will see that the futures of US will be coming down, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Dow key. Okay, I'm going to key for you down the Dow key support levels. That will be 33,338, the 5% marker. And 31,583, the 10 the 10% marker. Okay, all right, settled. Okay, all right, so you get an idea right now, right? I'm very keen to you. I hope that it will be helpful to you. All right, so that was what happened, my personal view on this right now. Okay, weekly chart wise, well, we are already at the very important breakdown point. But you can see yesterday, once the market hit that breakdown point, the market very clearly pushes itself up again. You can see that it pushed itself up above it. So we are still not going to ring the bell yet. But if the market really breaks below, then we will have a problem. Okay, then we have a problem. Okay, now for today's Dow Jones, let's take a look now. Hang Seng is very bad, really selling all the way. And beautifully, it has now covered the chocolate bar. See, the chocolate bar comes down all the way and it covered it beautifully. Oh my God, look at it. This is how powerful our system is. Really incredible system. Okay, let's look at the Dow Jones for today. Now the Dow Jones today, the opening price is between the two pivots. KSI is green, so by right, we should see upside, right? So if the Dow Jones stay above OP, we should see going back up again to pivot 1 level. And pivot 1 level, let's remember this, is 34,453. But if the selling from Hong Kong and China spill over and there's some selling to come in because the bars are still red in color, and then of course we may see coming down all the way to maybe here, 34,198, because that is a KCB level. Okay, that will be the potential of it, right? But at the moment now, the market upside is more, market is more towards the upside. Okay, the NASDAQ now, we can see is still moving up relentlessly. It's at new all-time high level. Okay, today MLP will be somewhere around here at 14,064. It's way above the MA30, so it's very, very, very bullish in terms of RSI indication. We're at a common point right now, but the price is going higher, right? So there's no cause of concern. S&P 500 also at the high level. Now, the last few days, we tried to short S&P. We make some, we lost some. So we're going to watch the market closer. But at the moment now, there is again no reason to panic. Now, the BNB is over here. So now it's above the BNB RL. So by right, S&P 500 can go even higher. Okay, but what is amazing now is that the MA 30 and the BNB of the BNB SL have the same figure. So let's do the little mathematics here. Okay, so if this is going to be a 41-point drive, so that means that upside, unless new BNB, upside, okay, will be 42.91. That means that the S&P 500 can go higher to 42.91 level. But if it drops below, then of course, we're going to see 41.58 level. Okay, so now at the moment, it's towards the buy side. At the moment now, it's more towards the buy side. Okay. Now, I've been receiving text messages now since just now. They are telling me that there is some huge fund selling, but they didn't give me what is the fund and what is selling. They didn't text me that there are some funds selling. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. Let me just sorry. Let me just do something here itself. Okay, let me see some comments there. Okay, nothing comments. Okay, guys, cool. Okay, so DAX today. How about DAX today? Well, DAX, we have all-time high. Uncle Arun, congratulations again. Now, the market is still very bullish, as I told you before. So now the thing is this, we have new all-time high, but we do see a very long tail on the top. This is a pretty decisive tweezer top. So of course, for today, I will put an MLP for you, Uncle Arun. All right, that will be 15,718. So I'm going to give my call today for this. If the DAX fail to cross 15,718 convincingly, then maybe it's time to take profit. Take profit, okay? All right, which means that if the market cannot cross 15,718, it will be a good time to take profit. If you like buying, then you can wait for here, 15,533. You can look for here to buy. All right. Those who trade DAX, those who love to trade DAX, these two numbers are for you. Okay. So I'm going to key for you DAX. All right. Do consider to take profits around 15,718. All right. Support. First support will be 15,533. Okay, see, not bad, right? Now extra service like this typing for you. Okay, all right. So that is what I'm seeing right now for the DAX. All right, now how about Nikkei? Now Nikkei. Oops, sorry. Now Nikkei is still trading higher because of the yen, and I did say Nikkei has a strong resistance at about 29,393, and this morning we already triggered 29,393 level. Okay, the high today is 29,438. So if the market fail, there might be some pullback down to about 28,968 level. Okay, that's for Nikkei. Right, but Nikkei at the moment now is still firming above the 2 MA, so should be still all right. Okay, all right. Okay, so that is to cover all the indices already. I covered all. Let's look at the quick one again on Hong Kong. Don't know what's going on there. Looks terrible. Oh, wow, Hong Kong is still coming off. Oh my God. Hong Kong is still coming down. Oh no, it's broke below the KCB, right? So the next level will be the target that I mentioned, 28,366 level. All right, this is crazy, but I really don't know what's going on there. If anybody got any news, please kindly share with us, okay? All right, it's really incredible. It seems that there's a lot of liquefying of position, but the thing is that why are they doing that? And it can't be just technical, so it must be something else. So let's just see what's happening right now. This is scary. Okay, because you know what? Because the thing is that today is FOMC, and if they were to liquefy this, especially during a Hong Kong hours, right? Usually it's not a very good sign. Yeah, that is my really only concern that I have now. So either someone has leaked out something, or there's some internal thing that changes. You know, we really don't know. So let's see what's going to happen later on. Okay. So let's look at gold now. Now gold yesterday was really pretty flat. It was in a trading range about $20, but we still see the market going down first. Well, though we shorted gold and we made money, right? Then after that, I told you guys about 1844 level, just buy back some gold, 1845, 1846, buy back some gold, and the gold really got supported over there, and after that, the gold shoot up all the way to 1870. So for those who have remembered that I say that gold is a good buyback at 1845 to 1846, if you remember that, please key the word spot on for me, Ken. Put that Cal spot on for gold. You know, give me some validation, and then I can use it for my marketing. All right, because yesterday it was very clear, right? At 1845, we really tell you to consider to buy back some gold position. Let me just bring to you live right now. Did I say that? Yeah, you can see that yesterday when gold was coming down, then I did say that, right? Sorry, not here. Okay, I gave this specific number. I say that gold has came down to the 1845, 1846 level, all right? And of course, before that, itself, way before that, when we're trading at 1850, I say that, okay, guys, for those who shorted gold, yeah, reach 1850, please consider some profits and move your SWL. And I specifically say that, you know, if you are looking at gold, right, 1845 to 1846, just book more profit, okay? And of course, gold really came down to that level, and of course, students make money. So all these are really live sharing. You cannot lie about this because it's all screenshot. And of course, you guys have also seen it for yourself, right? So definitely, if you can, just give me some form of validation. All right, thank you so much, Michael, Kenneth, and Diana. All right, thank you so much for that. Okay, so that is what happened in gold. Let's look at the news right now. Gold fall to 4 weeks low as it's ahead of FOMC meeting. Everybody is literally copying one another. You see, Bloomberg. So Yahoo Finance copy Bloomberg. All right, look at it. It's almost word for word. Okay. All right, gold slips as investor fear of tapering hints, which is what is happening right now. So you can see that the Federal Reserve say that they will not be doing any form of tapering, but the market get a bit jittery. They're selling it in advance. But what is important for us as traders, we know that the opening price yesterday was below pivot 2. So no matter what you tell me, sorry, opening price is above below pivot 2, correct? So the moment the market goes below OP, it will be a sell, right? Yesterday below OP is immediately a sell already. And because KSI is red in color, there were blue bars available. So that's why CCYR, no matter how, yesterday is a sell at all costs, right? So yesterday is a very clear sign. And don't forget today, the closing price of gold today is actually below the cage support level, which means that if gold later on will come down, it will come back down to 1844 again. Yes, if you believe in what I share about the cage, then today gold may come down to 1844 again, okay? So let's see what happened. Yesterday the gold once it opened, straight away CCYR, gold went down already. Then after that, subsequently, there were a few more CCYR and the market didn't break stop loss and it went down all the way. And then after that, CCYR again, it went down all the way. Beautiful, right? So yesterday we have 4 to 5 trades of CCYR. And of course, if you are just shorted accordingly, you will have made money all the way. All right, congratulations to those who make money yesterday. Now, of course, when the market rebounded this way, there were a few more CCYR, but by the time this rate bust, it's already more than, it's already the GTH hour has ended. So you shouldn't be trading. But if you are shorted, then too bad, you will be, your stop out will be here, which the market, I think now is lower, right? So you should be in profit anyway. So guys, this is how it works, okay? So when the market is below OP and pivot 2, right, usually for KCX indicator doesn't really work as well, right? Can you see that? Of course, only one big one like this, but most of the time, when the market is below pivot 2, below OP, KCX don't really work because the downside pressure is way too strong. Okay, got the idea now? All right, if you got the idea, that'll be good, all right? So let's look at the gold today. 1844, okay, let's see. Wow, this Fred has just double confirmed. Indeed, China nuclear plant concern points to deteriorating rods. Oh no, this is going to be terrible, scary, man. Thank you, Fred and Sister Cynthia. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what is the goal for today. All right. Wow. Okay, goal for today. Okay, gold today, what we are seeing on a conventional, that it has broke below the MA30. That is what of the main concern. And remember, we have this BNB. Where is that? Here, this is the BNB. Remember? Yeah. So the BNB high to low. Remember the high to low? Well, it's about $30. Right? So I tell you that if the market goes up by $30, you come down to approximately 1839, right? 1839. Okay, so which means that based on the BNB structure, if gold price is to continue to fall, gold can come down all the way down to 1839. Now 1839 will be the 1 times 1 of the BNB, which is very nearby to 38.2, which is 1834. So I kind of suspect that when it reaches this point around here, the gold will have a intermittent support. All right. But of course, gold have a MA 200 that are going to sit down there, and that's around 1820, very near to the target of 1818, right? One level that we mentioned. Okay, so today gold, if we continue to stay below OP, then I'm going to suspect that we're going to see 1844 to 1839 for gold today. All right, but if we reach down there, we're going to see a potential setup for buy if I say the market can rebound from that moment. Because look at the RSI, if any pullback of sort, we can actually see some potential buying coming in. Okay, all right, so it's a bit kind of different from what Paul Tudor say, but it all depends on the FOMC result. But that is tomorrow, so today we have still room to trade. Now, this is the weekly chart. It tested yesterday. It tested the BNB SL, but rebounded. So let's continue to watch this closer. Now, silver price obviously now is trading downwards because it is following gold, and gold now is downwards. So silver now for today is trading below the MA 30. So silver may also be coming down to the $27 mark. And for gold right now, for the day chart, let's take a look. Day chart wise, we don't have a good forecast, because you can see right here that the market closed below the cage SL for the first time. So very easily we're going to see that gold going to come down to 1844, and 1843 happened to be the KCB level, right? So yesterday missed by a few cents. So today or tomorrow we're going to see this happening. The KSI is red, and of course there's some accelerating of the KSI. The blue bar also accelerated. So this tells you that the pressure to sell is definitely there. So if gold later on breaks 1860, then maybe we'll see really going down again to 1844. So that was what happened yesterday. Okay, all right. So yesterday the gold started to break down when, let's take a look. The gold breakdown since what time is that? From the morning already broke down. So the real move, the bigger next breakdown was somewhere around here. That is roughly what time? That is about 0900 hours. That is plus. That means 0900 hours will be after GTH, means start of GTH lah, about 1:30 p.m. Right? So we're going to see some movement later on at about 1:30 to 2 o'clock. Maybe we may see that also happening. All right, so now by what we saw on the gold, now we have a very big, massive BNB just now, a BNB, then followed by the price coming down. Day chart wise, remember the KSI is red, so the market will likely be heading to KTR -1, and indeed it really happened. So now the question is this, will it be going down to KTR -2 or -3? So as I said earlier itself, right, if you notice this, the pivot, the KTR -3 and the KCB is about the same level, 1843. So if the market really breaks down later, all right, I kind of suspect that this may actually happen. Okay, there are a lot of technical pivotal point, but if the gold do come down strongly, we may see something like this. Okay, all right. Now, how about how about gold price? Now, gold has been climbing, but we do see some form of resistance at the moment now at $71. So as long as crude oil stays above $70.70, the MLP all looks okay. All right, this crude is very, very strong. It's a very strong trend for time being right now. Okay. Okay, so that is all for gold too and crude oil. All right, so we're going to come to the second part of the alternate market views. If you want to stay on, please be back in 15 seconds time. All right, guys, I'm back and I just saw some of your updates. Well, yeah, thank you, Sister Cynthia, for updating us. All right, Eric has just given me the timing. That's about 2 p.m. Singapore time. Thank you, Eric. And Fred said that China's stock market has just stabilized. Yeah, I just take a quick glance on it. Now it seems to be off the lows. Right? It's a good sign. Hopefully it stays there, but definitely it's a very big BNB. All right, so hopefully we can have good positive result of this. All right, the alternate market views right now, this is quite a quick one, but I told you guys that VIX indicator can buy, right? So once again, I told you when the VIX come down, you can buy, and I've been doing that. So, well, I was rewarded again. So I bought around 15 level, 1550, 15 level. Then of course we have this movement. So VIX anytime below 15, I think it's a good buy. I think Azar, you've also been buying VIX, right? Anytime when it come down lower, you'll be buying, right? So good. That's how you do it, because now with the lower end, we can't be that far wrong. Any good thing or bad thing, we're going to still make money, right, from this VIX. So traders can consider look at VIX if you don't mind. AIM zone and VIX, you need to go to Think or Swim to do that. Now, the S&P 500 realized volume has tumbled to the lowest level since 2019. This is another concern because the stock market is now all the way up and apparently full of people, so-called vested interest in the market, but the volume, the realized volume itself, I mean, the transacted volume is at the low level. So is it a good thing? Well, two way look at it. If the market is at the lower rock now, you have a low volume, you kind of expect it. But when the market is at a high level and the volume is so low, right? It's either that we're going to have more volume coming in, or maybe that is whereby the hands have already transacted over. And then with the markets at the pole, the volume will amplify. So this is another way to look at it at the moment right now. You can see that during the February-March period when the market was crashing off, the realized volume went crazy, right? So now it seems that it's now at a very low end level. Now, last but not least, you can see the relationship between the US 10-year yields and the bond and the dollar. Well, the dollar goes up, the yields goes up, right? And when the dollar came off, right, the yield also came off. So they actually kind of related. So of course, if the US dollar is firming itself, right, and the yields is actually doing this, while the mainstream media says that there's still no concern, I don't buy it. Because if I see the dollar is going up right now and the yield is going up right now, I know that, right, sooner or later when the dollars have to go up, right, yields will likely follow. So I kind of suspect that, right, someone is calling the bluff against what is actually been mentioned in the market. But the indices, the mainstream assets are all showing that the chance of a tapering soon, all right, will be announced tomorrow, all right? That means they will announce it, but it will not implement it. So initially, the market will have some jittery, there'll be some knee-jerk effect, but I think after a while later, they'll say that, okay, anyway, it's going to be a tapering, means that the economy is doing well, just don't bother by it and just buy. So likely that will be happening. I believe that will be happening and the market will just go up again. Okay, so this is what I see now. All right, thank you guys for this today. Now today, do take note there's some arrangement here that 1400 hour today is a Super Tuesday. All right, we will still have a short session, short one on cryptocurrency. Then after that, at 1500 hour, I will come in to do the the Super Tuesday, also a short session to just show you the non-pivot day. I already done the thing for you already. Then after that, then we will go live with Susan, go live with Susan at 4 p.m. That means that 2 p.m. it'll be crypto and other markets, a short one. Then after that at 3 p.m. our Super Tuesday, also a short one, probably half an hour or so. Then at 4 p.m. is Susan go live. Okay. So you see today, Super Tuesday, very, very packed. Okay. So now I will write down again where you should go, where should you be going for, and listening to who in our Telegram group chat. Okay. So guys, enjoy yourself and may you guys make a lot of money from the market. This is Cal signing off. Bye-bye.